welcome to the Mulligan Menace. Today we're playing a deck, a mono black deck called Creature Rush. The whole thing around this, I actually built this kind of around the Bebop and Rocksteady card. I wanted to play this card, three casting costs for a 7/5 creature, pretty crazy. Whenever Bebop and Rocksteady attack or block, sacrifice a permanent unless you discard a card. It is a legendary, so keep that in mind. We are running 4 of them, so you might get have one stuck in your hand, but that's not a big deal because you can discard that for its fee to attack or block. So good to remember that. And the key card I kind of wanted, two key cards I wanted to pair this with was Obsessive Pursuit. This gives you a clue token every turn. Basically, it gives you fodder for you to sacrifice to Rocksteady or Bebop and Rocksteady. And then I have Abigale. Abigale can target. So if you play this and then follow it up with an Abigale, this now becomes a 7/5 first strike flying lifelinker, which is just insane on turn 4. You can have that attacking in and gaining a ton of life. That's the whole idea behind that. We also do have a Super Shredder. If you can get this out on turn 2, get this out on turn 3, get out Obsessive Pursuit, start attacking in with Bebop and Rocksteady, sacrificing the clue tokens, Shredder starts growing. All these cards work really well together in that sense. And then we do have a couple other things. Just to start it out, we have the Cecil of the Dark Knight. This is just a really good blocker. We don't have much removal in this deck. So the idea is this just holds the ground. You can attack in with it and try to get it to flip to do the lifelink and do all that jazz. But the whole idea is it's just also there just as a death touch creature, just kind of hold the ground while you set up your other creatures. We do have a 1-of Hyperblade because you're going to be sacrificing a lot of permanents, so we wanted to test that out. 4-of Skateboard. This is kind of a fun one. I wanted to play this in decks. When I do play it, I like it, and I want to try to integrate this a little bit more. When this comes into play, you get to tap target permanent, so you can actually make it easier for you to attack in. And then equipped creature gets +1/+0 and has haste. So you could actually, if you have 5 mana in play, you can cast this, cast the skateboard, tap down anything on the other side, and then make this haste and come in with a 7/5. Or just on turn 4, if you have this on the board, you can make this a 7/5 haster. You can do a lot of different tricks like that with Skateboarder, but that's why it's in the deck. Obsessive Pursuit, we mentioned that. The other secondary thing about making the clue tokens is whenever you attack, you put an X +1/+1 counters on target attacking creature. That is big, because that means if you're sacrificing a token to this every turn, you're going to grow this every turn when you're attacking with it. So really kind of a neat little trick there. Obviously, we mentioned Super Shredder. We got 4 of those, 4 of the Abigales, 2 of the Black Suns. The big thing for the Black Suns, this is the only removal we actually have in the deck. The reason why they're there is to get rid of tokens. Tokens can kind of destroy this deck because they can block really well. Yes, it has Menace, but it can get blocked by 2 tokens. This can get blocked by a token. It doesn't have evasion or anything unless you got Abigale. So we wanted a way to get rid of those pesky tokens, and this does a really good job of it. Madame Null. We have 2 of those in here. We just wanted to flirt with this a little bit to see if we can make a 14 power haste Rocksteady Bebop, and that's kind of the whole reason why it's in here. But it works really well with the Revenant as well. You can get a 6/6 Revenant flying death touch lifelink. That's pretty strong. That's why that is in here. Doubles power, things like that. But card draw. We got 2 of the Phyrexian Arena as well for card draw in here. Mentioned the 3 Revenants that we have here. Has a couple different things going on here, and yes, it's a great creature, a 3/3 flying death touch lifelink. When this dies, though, it can renew for 3 and put a flying counter, death touch counter, and lifelink counter on target creature. Rocksteady's a perfect target for that. Same thing goes for Super Shredder. You can target either of those creatures with this and just make an awesome attacking creature. Gives you lifelink, flying. The other trick, you can actually put that counter on Abigale as well. And this has first strike. So the ability to have death touch and first strike means no matter what creature they're facing, unless it's indestructible, dies, because this has first strike and death touch if that happens. So remember that. We actually do that in one of our games. Just, they put up a fight, but there's nothing they could do against that. That was pretty crazy. We do have the 4 Bebop and Rocksteady, as well as the 2 of Rottenmouth Viper. Now it's a little you're going, wow, that's an expensive card in this deck, but really, you're gonna cast this for cheaper than 6 sometimes, and if you flood out, you got the mana for it. The idea is you sack additional items to make this cheaper to pay or to play. Obsessive Pursuit helps you do that, so just keep that in mind, and that also works really well with Super Shredder. You can sackle a bunch of stuff and make Super Shredder bigger, attack in, do the extra damage. Just remember, land-wise, pretty simple. We have 20 swamps, 4 Rogue's Passage. The whole idea is if you can make a Bebop and Rocksteady unblockable, that's a lot of damage getting in there. So that's why we have that in the deck. All in all, a really kind of fun deck, and you're going to see how it plays out. You will also see at the end of the video, I do have some suggestions on how I'm going to improve this for next time. But definitely check out the gameplay. You're going to see kind of how fun it is playing Bebop, Obsessive Pursuit, Super Shredder, Abigale, and Revenant all together, as well as a skateboard. Skateboard's a fun card. As well as I had made a really bad play one time with the skateboard. You'll laugh at that one. But let's get into the video. But first, hit that subscribe button. Post daily deck videos. Appreciate you do that. Trying to get to 2,500 subs. Let's get into gameplay. All right, opponent goes first in this one. We do have a 1, 2, 3 drop, so let's try this. Don't have anything really to fire up the Shredder initially. Ooh, Rocksteady. Bebop and Rocksteady. This is kind of the card in the deck. We'll let them counter that. Okay. We're going to try this one next. Because we're cool with that in our graveyard. We have another Rocksteady, so we'll try to get that down. Counter. Do they have a sweep coming in? What are you gonna do? If they sweep, we'll just drop another Rocksteady. An awful lot of damage. Hey, there we go. We would like to have something cheaper than this. Be nice to already have that in play. Try getting the card draw going. We might even sack this to the Rocksteady. You can discard a card too. We absolutely could just discard a Rottenmouth Viper. That might be an interesting one to play, though. Let's get rid of our second Rocksteady. He goes after the Rocksteady. Alright. But we get card draw at least. Back in to start. He does flip. Use that to draw a card as well. Could sacrifice all of this. I think next turn that's going to be our play. We've got to get rid of our Cecil. Yep, there they go. We're taking 2 damage a turn here. Got rid of the Super Shredder. It's a shame we couldn't attack in on the turn that we bring in Viper. With the pursuit would have been really nice with the lifelinker. Interesting. We'll just pay for it all. Discarded card. They got nothing. They can just only mill us here. Can do oh shoot, I meant to sacrifice. That was a mistake. He'll take 4 damage no matter what, actually. Actually, unless he sacrifices land. Okay, sacrifices that. Does that? Can he do land? Non-land permanent. All right, GG's. All right, opponent goes first. We do have a lot of early plays. Turn 1, turn 2. We can do turn 3, turn 4 with skateboard if we draw 2 lands. All right. We even don't mind trading this, to be honest with you, if they pump that. Ooh, Seam Rip's pretty good for them. The skateboard down. We can do Power Broker, followed by Rocksteady. Let's see if they let us keep the Power Broker. And we can attack in for 14. Does do 7 damage to us, so it is a lot. Also, Shelter would be really rough on that one. But that is why we have it in the deck. Okay, Seam Rip for the skateboard. That's unfortunate. Makes Shelter a lot scarier because we can't attack in right away. No block. I don't need him pumping that and killing my broker. Okay. Take action. Man, we could have got in for 15 there. I would have left this back, but we could just discard a land. Drop Rottenmouth Viper next turn. Could do it this turn to get rid of the Power Broker. Do that. So get rid of cards in their hand. I mean, they can start sacrificing permanents as well. Most likely Seam Rip is what I'm thinking. For this. They're gonna let us have that back? Well, maybe they want us to take damage? I don't know. Interesting. They can give this thing flying and get in, but then we can counter here. So they got to figure out, they have to get rid of one of these creatures. Like a Shelter is fantastic for them. They'll get rid of our Rocksteady. Okay, they found a blocker. Can block that. Can they get it big enough to do 7 damage? They're going to get another survivor. That was an interesting one. What does he have that he did that for? Unless he thought it had flying. Ooh. Guess we could do... Hyperblade. We can sacrifice a skateboard, maybe? Just attack with the 1. A little nervous on the crackback. We're only at 7. This is big enough, and we're forcing him to discard and start sacrificing permanents. Okay. Didn't block. That's very notable. Probably going to get a 1/1 here. That's very good for them. This is going to get 3 counters. Okay, we're down to 5. Discard a land. We can attack with both. Can't do this as haste. They have to do this now. So they have 2 blockers. Pursuit isn't great. If I attack with both, we're going to block. I can sacrifice. We just attack there, get 3 triggers. So they have to get rid of, like, Glimmer and 2 of these. Oh, they give us a creature back. They're going to get this flying. So this is going to get 3/3. And then they're hoping to find something else they can block with. And they can unlock this? They don't have enough mana. I think we just beat them by 1 mana. Well, thankfully we didn't cast this. GG. Alright, this is a deceptive hand here. A lot of Super Shredders, Abigales. Let's try it. If we get some of our really good 3-drops, we can utilize the Abigale. Also works good on the Super Shredder if you can get that thing pumped up. But we need to find our Obsessive Pursuit if we're going to do that. We'll keep it. Lots of land. Okay. They got removal, I can tell you that. Saboteur. Could drop this. Get the Shredder up first. They can kill that. We can do a Shredder and a Cecil next turn. Momentum breaker. All right. I'll put the token on the Cecil, and then we can even Abigale it next turn and have a 3/3 flying lifelinker, which will counteract that. Or I should say he picks who puts the counter on. I don't. Yep, no blocks. Does he have removal? Okay. Oh, we have a skateboard. I guess we could have got rid of one of the Abigales. This does have first strike, so we could double block and do first strike on that. Let's do this. Oh, we could have actually flipped that because we're already at 10. That was a mistake. This is kind of an interesting one. If he attacks, he has to put a counter on something. This has first strike. We can just double block. Okay. Suppose he could kill this and then end up killing both. Okay. Not sure why he did that. Did not realize that at first strike. Now we got 2 creatures with lifelink. We can throw the skateboard on 1 and we can get 5. Player sacrifices 2 creatures. Ugh. That's an interesting one. I mean, we're going to sacrifice an Abigale, I think. Because we got a second Abigale. We can just give that. A big bonus. Then we can Abigale it. Skateboard. Here. Attack in. Take 7. Now they're facing lethal. And momentum breaker. Oh, that's a bummer. Their removal. And they just gain some life. We'll hold on to this just in case. Okay. That ain't doing a whole lot. We want them to go after our hand. Got another Abigale. think we do this. Because then, even if he has removal... we can still get him damage. Okay, gains a little life. It's down to 2. He's gotta get like a Rankle's Prank again. Revenant's not a bad one. That can block the Shredder. And gain life. Give me a Rogue's Passage. I think that'd be hilarious. Bebop and Rocksteady is an interesting one. Do I just let him have a turn here? I don't want to discard this. We're going to let him block. Ooh, do we let him block that? Guess we just do this, right? He's going to block. Get in for 1. He gains 3. So that's 4, but we still have a Rocksteady. And we sack the land, so Rogue doesn't even get him through. It says first strike, so it didn't even do the gain life. That's rough on them. Forgot about the first strike on there. Acolyte ain't gonna do it. Yep. You did 7. Good job. GG's. Alright, we go first here. We do have a skateboard, Abigale, Shredder, Broker. Let's keep this. We're hoping to find one of our big threats. Sure. Well, that just kind of counteracted our whole game plan. We'll get Power Broker out next. Ah, the artifact deck. Their Power Broker's kind of useless. We'll double this up. Guess I can get in for 2, right? Should have probably moved this over to Cecil. I got a synthesizer. We'd like to find our rogue passage. Trying to get this down as fast as we can. And we could have Abigaled it. We move it back. Oh, they're only 15. I guess they're going to get there. We'll see what they do here. They're going to probably end up with a creature here. It's not going to be very big because they only have 2 artifacts, which means it should be a 3/3. I guess they'll trigger it, so it'll be a 4/4. This is why I want a Rogue's Passage. Could just make this have flying. I mean, that's an option. Tentacle gets rid of the Dark Knight. And the Staple. And gives them a 4/4. Ooh, that stinks. I have to sacrifice, I guess. I have a lot of cards in hand, so this isn't going to really do much. Didn't have a good enough opening hand. Could always just Abigale this. He's drawing. He's trying to find a 3-drop. You can always just relic to the Bay, get another synthesizer, then he'll have 2 5/5s. Oh, he got a snare. Yeah, there he goes. GG's. Alright, opponent goes first in this one. We do have our Rocksteady Abigale combo. Let's rock it. We don't have anything early, unfortunately. I'm expecting removal. So we're going to throw this out first, I think. I'd love to find a skateboard, and I might even hold off on it. Okay, that's fine. We trade. Hyperblade's interesting. Let's get this out. We're hoping they don't go after Rocksteady. Yeah, we can give it first strike and flying, so we're good here. Curious, I could just do Revenant to give this Death Touch. And it has first strike Death Touch. which is pretty dang good against anything that tries attacking in. How do you play a black deck and don't have removal? Says the guy with barely any removal in his black deck. Okay, re-chill chambered. We can just... This has first strike. I mean, we give this the Hyper Blade. Let's just attack in with that one. Get a Cecil out. I don't know if I really wanted to move it there, to be honest with you. Where's they're at? Discard. Land. We can, I mean, we're going to cast the Rottenmouth Viper next turn. Revenant. Yeah, now I really wanted that over here. That was a mistake of moving that. Sacrifice everything to do that. So we're going to say no. Just keep it right there. Guess we just discard that. We want to just get this out. That's unfortunate. A very good one to discard. See, we could have played that last turn if it wasn't for us silly moving that over. That's okay. We'll just attack in here. Oh, we got a draw spell. We'll just do that, get in more damage. We get it all lifelink, so I'm fine if he attacks in with this. Board wipe would be unfortunate. Especially because we don't have a skateboard. Still doesn't stop the Rocksteady. I mean, technically, again, even the Abigale, it doesn't stop. Should have probably talked, or just attacked him with the Dark Knight as well. Okay. It's hard to get around gaining that much life each turn. Obsessive Pursuit. Activate. Skateboard. That'll be good for future creatures. Oh, shoot. I was trying to put it on the Abigale. What a screw up. I could have tapped down his creature and just won the game. We'll give that an oops. Back in. Back in. Sure. I just walked right into that one. Yeah, I wanted to put that on Abigale, so I got the additional damage in. We'll keep it there for now. If it wins us, we can just move it over. It would win us if they can't get another flyer. Hey, Viper, that's fine. Yeah, we can sacrifice something. Let's sacrifice the knight. Actually, we'll just lose 4 life. They got 3 mana left. That's actually really good. They can do that again the next couple turns. We just win the game. Because you didn't leave up the blocker. Alright. Well, I guess he goes up to 7, right? That'd be 5. He has to block here. Or here, I mean. Okay, back up to 46. He's down to 2 creatures. The Viper will get 2 counters on it, but that's fine. We're actually back up to 3 cards in hand. We're going to keep that there. We could have had this game tied up. That was my mistake. Okay. We might have to move it back over to the Rocksteady. They can give this flying if they want to. But they really want to attack in with this, but it's not that big of a deal for us. Especially because we got more stuff that we can sack. Yeah. They're just going to keep it back as a blocker. That might be the better way to play. Alright. We'll do that. Shredder? Are they really down to 1 life? Let's just do that. We can do Shredder, and then we can do skateboard on it. We can even tap down a creature. Nasty. Back God, we can force him to block the demon. Guess we do it here just for the extra life gain. It's funny. GG's. Alright, we go first here. We got a Hyper Blade, we got the Rocksteady, we even have a little card draw. We'll try it. Kind of curious how this blade's gonna do when it gets down early. No, guess we're not gonna see that. We can get our knight down. See, that would have been a good target for it. Rocksteady next turn. Okay, Weaver. Should just wait till second main phase, but it's okay there. Green, blue, white. What do we got? Nature's Rhythm. They get a Badger Ball. Should do. Fortunately, that's tapped. Then we'll probably... We're going to see a block is the question. We will discard. Okay. Okay, we need an Abigale. And then have them tap this down. Like an Abigale and a skateboard would be like amazing. The skateboard can tap something down. The Abigale can give something flying. The skateboard can also pump up the Dark Knight even if they kill off the Rocksteady. Okay, so they got 3, 7, 8. Oh, 3. They got 9 mana here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3. Well, I guess it's 6 and then. Okay, they can do Ouroboros. So we need like Abigale, we need Rogue's Passage. Any of those will allow us to win instantly. Well, no, skateboard won't do it. That's not going to do it. That's not. A River Regent. decline. We really should have just waited and let them block this. Okay. Still looking for a skateboard. Rogue's Passage. We got a lot of good draws that can win us the game here. That should just win them the game, right? Yep. We just couldn't find our card. Otherwise, we would have had the win on this one. GG's. All right, we got Obsessive Pursuit into a Shredder. I think we can try that. Or Obsessive Pursuit into a Rocksteady into a Shredder. I think that's even better. Yeah, that wasn't in our opening hand. Plus, we got Rogue's Passage, which is an interesting one. Oh no, are we playing the artifact deck? Knocking rocks, Danny. We can do Shredder and Hyperblade. Snared it. I guess we're going with another Rocksteady. Seriously. 2 consoles, 2 snares, and their top 11 cards, huh? Alright. Do I just put this out? No. I think we just want to draw a card. We could have waited on that too. Yeah. Okay, he's got the synthesizer. Not doing anything else this turn. I think we... Two in the bottom, that's pretty good. This can get hit with Pinnacle. That's the only thing that's a little bit nerve-wracking. Do we just throw down the Revenant in that case? I think so. Revenant Hyperblade. And then we can... That doesn't frighten us as much now. We can Abigale. Jesus. Got 2 Abigales. Has Menace as well. I think we just keep going for the card draw, try to find our land. Put it on there. think we put it on the Shredder because we can just Abigale it next turn. Because they're going to... No. Pinnacle can get rid of this. It's going to get rid of Hyperblade too, though, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Let's do the Shredder. Because we can sack an Abigale. Okay. That's fine. Still have this. We're not drawing any land here. What the heck? What's the give here, man? Ooh. Oh, hold on. All right, we're back. I think we'll just attack in here. Could have sacked something, I suppose. Part of me wants to get a Shredder down. And a Dark Knight. Gives him 4 life, though. We just get a Rocksteady. I don't think we give him 2 more life, do we? Does make it more annoying for him in the future. I mean, we'll see. We still have enough in the air that we can kill them. So I guess that's the play. Oh, that's fantastic. Because we can do 12 in the air because of Abigale. They're going to gain 13. Shoot. That was the wrong play. I could have just made this unblockable. They're going to be at 13. We can only do 12 in the air. I'm 1 mana short from hyperblading. Forgot about the life gain off of Abigale. I mean, we can kill something with the Dark Knight. Get a free attachment. They're going to win the game next turn, too. All right. I'll take it. GG's. I did forget the one last thing at the end of the match that I could have just sacked a token, in which I was going to. And that would have allowed me to pump up one of my creatures. And at that point, I would have just done 13 damage. So, no big deal. Would have won that last one anyways. But yeah, some of those, man, just waiting on card draws. You know, if we would have just had a situation where we grabbed an Abigale at the right time on, what was that? I think it was our 6th game or something. We would have won that as well. Fun deck. Really love the combination of Bebop with Abigale. The ability to double with a broker is kind of funny to drop this as a 14, but the reality is you're taking 7 damage to do that. You don't mind doing it so much with the Revenant, but it's just a little bit rougher to do with something like the Bebop. Not a big of a deal if you can Abigale it and attack it and do damage or do all that, all that life gain, but that's kind of hard to set that up. situation with that. Another one, Obsessive Pursuit mixed with Bebop works fantastic, and the combination of Super Shredder there. So those three cards work really well together. Just a nice combination. I kind of really dig the 2 of Day of Black Sun in this deck to get rid of the tokens that you face. Tokens are a pain in the butt because they can block a Bebop and Rocksteady, and that just sweeps them. You can use this to even get rid of small creatures if you need to. You know, you just got to watch it if it's going to hit your knight. But really good way for that. Love and Skateboard. There was the one game where I clicked on my creature by mistake because I meant to put the skateboard on it, not target it with the skateboard when I entered, which we were lucky to still win the game, but that was such a silly play. And also the Rottenmouth Viper, just a nice 2 of in there. The ability to pop this out as you're flooding out, or to eat up some of those Obsessive Pursuit tokens, or even eat up extra skateboards or something like that that you have out there is a nice way to go about it. Love the Rogue's Passage. Didn't get to use this as much as I would have liked. That last game, I could have used Rogue's Passage and just won straight out, and that's what I should have done in it. But I had a different way to win, fortunately, even though I gave them life gain. At first, I thought I gave the game away, but realized that I had the Obsessive Pursuit in there. So all in all, fun deck. This thing is not taking down major tournaments by any means. I think it needs to be tooled a little bit. I think, man, there was one game, the Hyperblade was really cool, but in general, I wasn't too happy with the Hyperblade when I seen it. Arenas were pretty good. Didn't mind those so much. Power Broker, I'm really up in the air about. I really like Power Broker going into the Revenants, but I don't know if I want to spend all that life to double a Bebop or double a Pit Viper or Rottenmouth Viper or something like that. So I think I'd pull these out of the deck. I would pull the Hyperblade out of the deck. I think you can actually, I probably would go for the 2-drop. Let me see what we would do here. We would go with something like with the black 2-drop. I'm forgetting what it's called. Let's see if we can find it real quick here. Let me look for the creature. Just sort through here. Black 2-drop creature. It's the one with the 4/1 toughness. Just drawing a blank on top of my head what it is. Let me pause for. There it is, Saboteur. That's the one I meant to do. So we could add 4 Saboteurs to this deck. I would probably get rid of 2 of the Brokers, get rid of the Hyperblade. Saboteur would work really good in this deck because you can target that as well with the Abigale, and you'd have that nice 4/1 flying life linker and no longer have to put counters on stuff. So that'd be really sweet. And then also Saboteur works really well with getting tokens from Obsessive Pursuit, just because it is Menace. It kind of gets rid of stuff. If they want to go after this, they have to discard a card, which is really nice. So all in all, Saboteur is actually a really kind of neat card. Slots really well in this deck at a 2-drop. I think the only other thing is if you could find a 1-drop that you really like. I was debating on putting that one, the one that gives you the treasure token, but I don't know. I don't think that fits in this deck pretty good. But I think I'd run something like this. I think the next time I'd play this deck, definitely gonna be trying this one again. But if you could subscribe to the channel, I put out daily deck videos, and have a fantastic day.